The story of the British Nigerian student that was brutally stabbed to death in an apartment in Texas is raising a lot of questions because something is not adding up. According to what we are hearing, 23 years old Elizabeth Tamilore Odunsi was said to have lived in this apartment with a 40-year-old man that she did not know. The story that we are hearing is that, okay, this lady used to be in the UK, then she moved to the US to chase a degree in nursing. She was even set to graduate few days from now. She made a post about it on her TikTok, only for the 26th of April to arrive and her body was found brutally stabbed in her kitchen floor. It was clear she had been in a fight. It was clear that something was wrong somewhere. It was clear that she had been murdered. And in the same house, her roommate, a 40-year-old man by the name of Chester Lamar Grant, was also found in his room with stab injuries, but he was still alive and was rushed to the hospital. However, he happened to be the suspect behind the death of this young lady. According to what the police are saying, Elizabeth Tamilore did not know this man. They were strangers. They only shared the apartment, and only God knows how long they've been sharing it for. It turned out that she lived off campus in an apartment that was open to being shared with anybody. So she didn't even have a say on who she could share the apartment with. The landlord had the say. So Tamilare did not know this man from anywhere. They just lived in the apartment, in the same house, in separate rooms. I guess it's cheaper that way because houses in those areas are expensive. So what would have led this man to pick up a knife and stab this young girl to death? That was the question everyone has been asking. That has been the question on everyone's lips. How did it get here? Why did this happen? Were they dating? Was he her ex? Some people are even saying maybe he tried to sexually abuse her and she stood up for herself. This was a 40-year-old man who apparently might have also been a student because according to his Facebook page, he's also chasing a degree in that school. But this is what we are hearing. We are hearing that the reason behind him stabbing her to death could have been as a result of a fight that they had over the man's cats. The man is a cat lover, is a cat man, is a cat dad, because he also made a post on his own Facebook, like a post on his Facebook celebrating himself as a cat dad. So he had about 2 to 3 cats living with him in the apartment, and that could have been the reason for the fight between he and Tamilore. The story is that allegedly this man's cats would litter the whole house and also go into her room and do some damages to her properties. This is a medical student, so when these animals are playing in her room, they cause a whole lot of mess. And I think that is a recipe for disaster between roommates who don't know each other from anywhere. Imagine living with a stranger and this is the problem you have to face with. This is the problem you have to deal with. You have to deal with a total stranger, a man twice your age that you don't know from anywhere. Now you have to fight him because his cats are littering everywhere, pooping, messing up the whole place, including our own room. People have said that that was something that was an issue she usually had with the man because she also had friends in the school that she knew. And I think it's one of those things that has been an issue between her and the said man. So we are made to believe that the reason that this man picked up a knife and stabbed her was because they had a fight over the cat. And one thing about cat lovers or animal lovers or even dog lovers, especially the ones in America, no shades, but many of them are personal with this. This is a man who on his Facebook said he is a father, he is a dad to cats. So, which means that he sees these cats as his children. Now, put in mind that Tamilore is a Nigerian, a British Nigerian who came from England. So, if she's any bit of Nigeria, as I can imagine, if she still has a little bit of Nigeria in her, she would not see this cat as someone's child. She would only see a pet animal. She would only see an animal. So to her, this cat is an animal. But to that 40-year-old man, that was the child. That is his child. So I'm imagining in my head that she may have reacted towards the cat in a way that may have provoked the man to do what he did. Because when the police came, they also saw the man with stabbed injuries, which means someone stabbed him, but nobody stabbed him. He did it to himself in an attempt to. He has realized what he had done. He has figured out that he has killed this girl. So now he's trying to find a quick way out. But unfortunately for him, he was found alive and locked up. So in my mind, I'm just picturing a scenario where she comes to the house from a lecture and sees that the cats have been everywhere, messed up the whole place, gone into her room, eaten up her papers, pooped on her bed, pooped on her floor, done a whole lot of damages, and then she maybe even see the cat in her room the moment she comes, and she stones the cat, kicks the cat, yells at the cat to get out, and then the man gets angry. Because picture this is a man who sees this animal as his children. So picture a father or a mother in real sense seeing somebody beating up their child, throwing things at their child. You know that man will stand up and defend the child no matter what the child did. And I think that was the case with this situation. This said man overreacted because Tamilore would have maybe cautioned and physically attacked this cat because they are doing too much. And things would have easily escalated from then on. Her body was found in the kitchen, so it's unclear if she was killed in the kitchen or killed in her room. I can imagine probably she runs to the kitchen to get a knife to defend herself, but this is a 40-year-old man who goes to the gym, a big man, a grown-up man. Wow, this is a nightmare. Honestly speaking, it's easy for me to say I would have just assumed she should have probably, I don't know, reported to the landlord, and I think she may have done it and nothing was done. Or I don't know, to be honest. Sometimes I can't even imagine. Some people don't even believe the cat story. Truth be told, not many people believe the cat story. Some people think this man tried to sexually abuse her and then she tried to defend herself, and then things escalated. A lot of people even I don't believe it's because of the cat, because it doesn't make sense. This is what is being said, the cat, but it's like it's ridiculous. However, though, learning about the man's history on his Facebook, posting about being a father to a cat as part of his achievements in life, I can see that mentality of this man who is a 40-year-old man who has not been married, no wife, no kids, only have cats. That is his whole life. That is his family. So if Tamilore had physically done anything to any of his cats because they messed up her room, I see that being a problem. And I think it's still, as silly as it sounds, it's a motive for someone to be aggressive towards another person. It's just unfortunate though. Stories like this will make you wonder if this girl had a chance to do it all again. Maybe she would not even have bothered. Maybe she would have just been like, you know what, clean this yourself. Because funny enough, this is another thing again. Because she is with an older person and the cat does all this mess, she cannot order the person to come and clean it. It's like, how do you tell a 40-year-old man to come and clean up the things the cat does? The man will feel insulted because she's a 23-year-old child. She's a 23-year-old girl. She's like, he might be like, who are you telling? If he's any kind of person I would imagine he would be, because some are saying he's a white man, but we're also hearing he's a black man. Then if he's a black man, you can imagine that he would see it as a disrespect. So I can already see how impossible it would be living with this man. I can already imagine it. People who live with cats should not live with anybody else other than themselves, because cats are a whole lot. It's just an unfortunate situation. I think her family are calling to raise funds to bring her body back home, to give a befitting burial. It's the end of her life. It's unfortunate. She never got to see herself graduate. This is something she has always wanted. She posts a lot about her life on her TikTok. She even talked about how she prefers living in the USA as compared to living in the UK. And just look at this. This is my issue with the USA sometimes. A lot of people there just have serious mental problems. Like, what kind of a man just beats up and kills the 23-year-old girl over cats. Like, who does that? Well, such tragedy. It's really sad. She had a whole bright future and it's gone. I don't know, maybe this would, I don't know, this is just ridiculous. Even me as a grown-up man like this, I don't want to share an apartment with a 40-year-old or a 40-something-year-old grown-up man too, who hasn't been married and has only cats as kids. I may not survive that myself. Nah. But you guys let me know what you think.